We count down our top 5 Universal souvenirs on episode 382 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Last one of the year.
It's not the last one of the year. The next week's the last one of the year.
Oh, are we done reverse?
This is the last one that we're all recording together of the year.
Lee is
so
confused.
the last episode was the second to last episode.
The penultimate
that we're
ultimate.
recording. There's still one, Justin Martin, 383 still coming out next week.
You confused
We're not allowed to be talking. We haven't been introduced yet.
everybody. I'm not introducing Lee at all. Then he can't talk. Genius idea.
This is the penultimate episode of the year. But you two aren't on the other one with me.
Oh,
But we already announced the last one.
No, we didn't.
I did.
No, well, that's your own fault.
Because you're a rubbish boss.
Come on, get on with it.
Anyway.
No one knows. Have a clue what's going on right now.
They're not the only
I
one, to be
barely
quite
know what's
honest.
going
yeah?
on, to be honest,
See?
at this point.
Yeah. So, with me, I have Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hey, what's up?
As confused as I am.
I don't understand what's confusing, but anyway.
You. And then we've got Lee.
Hello, everyone.
Mr. Confusing.
I'm not confusing.
You are.
This is the last episode of the year
I don't care anymore.
that we're all on
I'm
together,
dead inside.
even though Darren's not here.
Oh, well, thanks for just spoiling the surprise.
Well, we did mention it last week. They wouldn't be here this week.
What,
as well.
on the penultimate ultimate?
No.
Yeah, Darren is not here. Again, he's...
That waffle maker's been a to fix.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
so difficult. And
Yeah.
the manual is in another language that we can't even read, so.
Yeah.
I hope he listens to these.
I was going to say something, but I've decided against it. So, moving on. The premise is of this show, we count down the top 5 Universal Orlando souvenirs that we own. They could have been bought for us, or by us, or received as part of being at Universal Orlando Resort. Didn't know that.
Oh, well, actually, Chris and Darren have got two that were also kind of bending the rules a little bit.
You want them from Disney?
No, they weren't bought strictly from Universal Orlando, but they are Universal Orlando souvenirs that will have originally been bought from Universal Orlando.
Oh, okay. So I won't quickly add something to mine that I didn't buy from... No, we won't go into
The reason I've gone specific like that is I would have loved to put my Weekender t-shirt down there, but I'm not classing that as a Universal Orlando
that'd be a good
souvenir.
one.
I would have also liked to have put Chris Lepresto's wooden tokens down as one as well, but that's not strictly a Universal Orlando souvenir. Although if it was just souvenirs altogether, yeah, I would have had those two in there. Although Susie Scott's got one in later that technically is one of those, but I'll let her have it.
Now, does a Krusty Burger count as a souvenir?
No, and if you got a crusty burger, it is very crusty at this moment in time.
Might
The
not
gift
be.
that keeps on giving.
So it's not like the McDonald's burgers that never degrade.
It was actually quite tough, tougher than I thought when I said it.
It was, because, you're looking at, like, the things you've bought, but, like, what stands out?
Yeah, that's the thing. I looked at it from a point of view is, what things do I own from Universal Orlando that if I lost them or got broken, that I would be devastated?
I did my usual. There's a fire, what am I grabbing?
Yeah, it was tough because we've got so much stuff at this point. Stuff that a lot of it you'll probably find it's sentimental rather than what it is.
I've
Yes,
probably forgotten
exactly.
things.
Yeah.
Probably the next couple of weeks I'll go, oh yeah.
We've got a ton of stuff in the house. Like stuff that people have sent us from like the parks and stuff, and then stuff we've bought, and yeah, we've got a lot of Universal
15
crap.
years worth of stuff.
See, we're nowhere near as organised as Darren is to have an entire display, so you could just look at that and go, right, that's everything I own.
Yeah.
Oh, we could do that. We could go to IKEA and just
We
buy
should,
it.
I think, actually. It would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I even have an honorable mention, so in case we
I've
get to
got
that.
12. So
12 honourable mentions.
yeah. 'Cause I keep remembering things. Okay, let's start at the bottom. Our number 5. Chris.
I'm your number 5 thing you've bought at Universal. That's awesome.
Yay!
All right. So since Darren is not with us right now,
Yes.
we are going to be telling you his top 5.
Yes, thank you.
So I'll start off with his. And he goes, the button I received for my final ride on Disaster on the final day of operation. The button says Disaster Studios, The Final Take, September 7th, 2015.
Which is awesome.
That's
really cool. So
yeah.
it's something like that you can't really buy either.
No,
that's
exactly.
Like such a unique item.
Yeah, to have something from the last day of operation. It's like I have an honourable mention that we'll get there that's kind of in a similar vein to that. And Thomas, I'm sorry that I didn't actually have it on my list.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, also, so we're doing ours now, right?
Yes. So what's yours, Chris?
So my number 5 is actually a fairly recent item. And it is the Ghostbusters glass cup from this year's Halloween Horror Nights. And just because the cup is such a throwback, especially like the drawing, how they did it, it just reminds me of like original Ghostbusters, like if you were to buy it in the 80s. Yeah. So I just love that cup. So that's my number 5.
That's the actual like souvenir glass ones, not the blinking cups.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
What's yours, Lee?
Mine. Something it's more than one item, but I'm going to lump them all together, and it's something that I have to continue collecting them from now on because they are one of the things that I really like, and they are so comfortable. And I'm going to blame Chris Rook for beginning my collection. But the Halloween Horror Nights socks that they sell every year, I absolutely adore them. And it was Chris, the first year he went over, I think 26, bought me a pair. And I have a pair from 26, 27, 28, and 29 at this point. Although this year's they're not as good quality as the previous years.
That's because Chris didn't buy them.
But the Ghostbusters ones, and they're awesome. But they are incredibly expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like $25 for a pair of socks. And I didn't even get them.
Do you know how much beer I could get for that?
And I didn't even get them in the VHS cassette box this year, which I was devastated by. I was that bothered. By the time it come round to me buying them, I just couldn't be asked to look for them.
They were right next to each other.
No, they weren't. They weren't there.
I was looking at my
They weren't there in the tribute shop when I actually bought them. When we were there with them.
Are you sure? Because I bought mine in there.
No, they weren't. We went on.
The back?
They weren't there when we went in with the popcorn doctor. Otherwise, I'd have bought them.
Blind.
Anyway, my Halloween Horror Nights socks are so awesome.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm going to be allowed mine.
Go on, it doesn't... Who cares?
I will be allowed it, because I'm the boss today. Mine is a recent acquisition.
She didn't say purchase.
It is a gift. It's actually a gift from Chris and Alexa.
Now, I toyed with the idea of putting this on. You're going to make me feel real guilty for not putting on. This was on my honourable mentions, actually.
It is the staff photo that we all have.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Taken in Hollywood. And it was so much fun hamming it up. And such a lovely surprise when Chris came and gave us these amazing pictures.
You were lucky you weren't there. I'd just got over tears at that point. I'd said goodbye to Darren and Nina. I'd said goodbye to Robin and Michelle. I'd said goodbye to Chris and Alexa. And then suddenly Chris and Alexa turned back up again with this bloody photograph. And that's me. I was away again.
And
I love how you called it a staff photo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is really cool.
It is. And I look at it every day.
Awesome.
And it just makes me smile.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Tracy.
I really did. I enjoyed it enough for 2 people.
It was my honourable mention.
Okay, good.
Oh, nice
also,
save.
Darren, Nina, I have yours still. I was supposed to see you at some point, but we'll see you soon anyways.
Yeah.
So we have it here. And he doesn't even know what I'm talking about right now, probably.
No.
Well, Darren probably won't listen to this, but Nina will, so Nina will tell him.
Yeah. So that photo coming in soon.
Yeah, it is awesome. Like I say, I proper teed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You caught me at an incredibly emotional time. It was never a good time.
Did you have any non-emotional times?
Yeah, everything prior to the weekend, I was fine. It was everything after. It started at 3 a.m. Monday morning.
Yeah.
And didn't stop, and hasn't stopped, actually.
No.
Ride the wave, Lee. Ride the wave.
I am till February.
Ride the wave. It's that or I'm going to bloody drown.
There is a wave. That's the problem. It's a wave of tears.
Let's move on to number 4, shall we? Right, Darren's number 4 is a 1993 Gold Leaf Universal Studio. Is 1993 Gold Leaf Universal Studio glasses Purchased on eBay, but from the first year that he went to uni.
Which is awesome. Uni,
Yes.
did you just say?
Yeah, I kind of like stumbled over me. Yeah.
Where's
Oh,
uni?
where's it? Shut up! Oh, you're evil.
He did send me pictures of them.
Right, when we're
I
talking
should've
glasses,
shared
are we
them.
talking drinking glasses or,
Yeah, I wanna see them.
or like sunglasses
Glasses.
or like looking glasses or
No, drinking glasses.
window glasses?
Let me share them in the group chat.
I don't have the group chat.
You do.
I
and
do,
you
but
can
I
look
can't
at it
look.
on your tablet.
I'll look at it later. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, the fact that he realizes what a special time going to the parks in 1993 was, that he went out and found something
Yeah.
that. See, Darren's going to be in this group chat. And he's going to go, "Why are they just sharing these pictures?"
Yeah.
Right, sent.
So, Chris, what's your number 4?
My number 4. Sorry, I'm just looking at this picture. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
okay.
they are cool.
Okay. Right. My number 4 is. Probably should have had it ready. Okay. So my number 4, again, purchased after the fact, purchased it online. And this is also kind of cheating a little bit because I didn't purchase it for myself. I purchased it for Alexa.
That's fine.
But it sits in our house.
That's fine.
So it's from one of her favorite rides. It's a Dueling Dragons coffee mug that is half red, half blue.
Seen
and
it. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really, really cool. I love it. And I don't even drink coffee. So.
Is it like... it's not a smooth cup. It's like an embossed kind of...
It's embossed, so it like comes out at you. It's just like the T-shirt, that really cool like half and half T-shirt they used to sell, but on a coffee mug with the dragon's face kind of coming out. It's just really cool, really detailed. I love it.
See, stuff like that as well is like that ride's gone. So to have something from is pretty awesome. Even if it is just just a generic coffee mug that they probably sold hundreds of thousands of at that time. It's still awesome to have something to think, that ride's not there anymore, but
little piece of the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Lee.
This is, I'm trying to decide whether it's my oldest piece of merchandise I own. I think it's on a par with another one at this point. When we went to Universal for our second trip in 2005, I was determined that I wanted a hoodie. And what I wanted was a hoodie with the Islands of Adventure logo on the back. Can you get one with anything with the Islands of Adventure logo on, barring a fridge magnet? Pretty much no. I think there was a T-shirt came out this year. They have sort of embraced it a little bit more. But I wanted a hoodie with the Islands of Adventure logo on it. Couldn't find it. So I did end up finding... it was a Universal Orlando hoodie. It's grey with the logo on the sort of left lapel, and then on the back, I think it's got Popeye. It's like a 4-way split with, I think, the Spider-Man, there's a T-Rex, there's Popeye, and the Hulk, I want to say.
That kind of rings a bell, yeah.
I don't actually know where it is at this point, because it doesn't appear to be hanging under the stairs. I still have it. I still wear it a lot.
But you don't know where it is.
And it's still in incredibly good condition. And it shows how much hoodies haven't really gone up in price, because I think I pretty much paid the same price as my Halloween Horror Nights 25 hoodie, which would have been on my list if it hadn't have shrank.
Yeah, those Halloween Horror Nights stuff shrinks a lot.
Yeah, it did. I was
Even the shirts.
incredibly...
Yeah. I should have complained.
Because it was like 3 years after the fact. In other words, someone's listening going, you didn't wash that hoodie for 3 years after you bought it, you dirty...
You're supposed to wash coats.
You generally don't, though, do you?
You don't really buy a bloody cream one.
But yeah, I love... It's thin as hell, and it looks really cheap, but I love it. And it's like a throwback to the first, our first couple of trips out to the parks, and when I fell in love with Universal, basically.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
My number 4 has just been added to the list about 10 minutes ago.
Like anyone who listens to our top 5s knows that Tracy's adding stuff and changing stuff on the fly at the time.
Well, I happened to just kind of look.
Over there?
No. I looked down and went, oh, yeah, keeps a bit of a stink getting those.
This didn't happen to pop into your mind when we just mentioned top 5 at the end of last week's episode?
No, it was actually after that. Who had started recording here?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Because Lee, you had mentioned like, top 5 on the last episode. She goes, oh, okay.
Is that what we're doing? Oh, crap.
Oh, crap.
I thought she was going to make the list at that point.
No, it's actually my basilisk.
Ah.
I don't know if it's an ornament
The
or
bookends.
or whether it's the bookends.
I
Because they
think
don't
they
come in
are.
a pair, but I wanted a pair, so there were bookends. Not that they get used as bookends; they're just ornaments. They weren't cheap, but they look amazing.
How much were they? Like $59.99 or $69.99?
Yeah.
Wow.
From Borgin and Burke's, yeah.
Each. And
It was the only thing you bought that year, though.
yeah, we bought that on Halloween Horror Nights night because we nearly missed Stain Scream.
We weren't going to Stain Scream. It was actually our last day in the parks because we met Darren and Nina, and they were getting ready to close the studios off for Stain Scream because we ended up meeting Jesse and going to NBC Sports Grill and Brew that night.
That's right.
Because if we'd have been 5 minutes later, they'd have made us go out through the Hogwarts Express, which had something like an hour-long wait at the time.
Yeah. But the guy who sold us the basilisks insisted on unpacking them and checking everyone because the teeth apparently snap off. Which, I'm grateful for that, but it was kind of like, oh my goodness, hurry up.
Yeah, we need to...
I'll check the other one while you do this. But, yeah, I love my basilisks.
They are awesome. They're like really heavy as well.
Yes, and a bit of a pain in the arse to dust. But don't touch the dust. You'll have to dust them.
I'm going to show Chris them.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to show you how big it is, like they're fairly big.
Yeah, is it heavy?
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that's worth its weight in dollars, I guess.
Yeah, and to be honest, that I've stopped buying loads and loads of things, and that was the thing that I wanted, and that's virtually all I brought back that year.
It is.
You're a big book reader, so
Yeah, not so much anymore, but
Well, I am, but I've got digital. This is weird.
it's interesting that we're doing this topic now because coming out this year, Tracy and I were like, I'm not really bothered about buying anything. I bought very little, to be honest, this year. I think I bought 3 things, but I knew what I was getting when I came out.
well, maybe you're just busy with the Weekender.
No, we just not bothered
possibly.
about bringing crap home anymore.
I don't even think
Okay.
I didn't even buy
Yeah.
a T-shirt this time. That's not
Our
right.
house is full of enough without buying more.
However,
So we were
we-
very selective over what we bought.
However,
I am
I
100% agreement with you. I
I-
do the same thing.
don't have any Mardi Gras.
No, yes.
So I would be bringing back.
And that's the same,
Mardi
yeah.
Gras.
When we go in February, it'll be something from Mardi Gras,
Yeah.
and then again when we
Yeah.
go back in October, it'll be something at Halloween Horror Nights 30, without a doubt. It's
And-
like,
Plus, it's also your first Mardi Gras, so you know
Yes.
you don't just like when and you ever go to Grinchmas. I'm sure Tracy will bring back something from there.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
the socks. I've just realised there's something not on my list that I'm like, why isn't that on my list? I'll put that down as an honourable mention.
Oh well, let's move on to number 3 then and get there. So Lee, tell us about Darren's first.
Oh.
And then you can tell us about yours.
It's mine and Darren's kind of similar, actually. Darren says his number 3 is his Halloween Horror Nights 25 pin because it is his favourite year of Halloween Horror Night ever.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I'm still trying to digest how I feel about 25 and 29. Because I think overall, 29 was a better year, but I enjoyed 25 more. It's a weird one.
I don't think like that. I just enjoy the event I'm at.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's yours?
Mine?
Yeah.
My number 3 isn't something I bought. I received
No.
as part of our RIP tour at Halloween Horror Nights 25, and that is my Halloween Horror Nights 25 lanyard.
Ah.
And it's nothing special
No.
because you could buy them in the parks at the time. But it is an awesome lanyard. You only have to look that it was the lanyard I brought over to wear in the parks this year, and it probably will be the one that I wear every year.
I brought the only one I could find. I put them away carefully and I don't know where
The cat in the hat one. They're on the utility room.
Yeah, right.
But that was our first RIP tour. We had an amazing group of people. It was a a fantastic night. I don't want to crap on anyone that was at the first one. I think this one was actually better because we didn't have kids with it. We did a damn sight more. But yeah, it was like this year's Halloween Horror Nights lanyard. The RIP tour was crap, just a generic, crappy lanyard. They were a bit naff, actually. I was quite disappointed.
Yeah, I was just happy to be there.
Well, yeah, but it's like, I know.
No, but I'm with you. You wanted something more memorable.
Yeah, from going to 25 and getting like a lanyard that I know it was one you could buy, but it was that 25 years lanyard is awesome.
Well, wait for next year.
It'd be interesting to see whether they do anything different or whether we end up doing a bloody RIP tour. Can't afford 4 of us.
I'll go.
Anyway, yes, I love that lanyard. It is the lanyard I wear all the time, and I have other lanyards, and they don't even get a look in.
Okay. Cool. Chris?
All right, my number 4. Wait, we're on 3. Yeah, well.
It's been a long year, Chris. You know.
It has.
It is the last episode.
No, it's not.
That's right. It is the last to second last of the last episodes. So my number 3 is an item I actually bought in the park, and it is the oldest item that I can remember buying and still having. So I bought stuff probably before this, but I don't have it. And this is literally stuck. Like I've had it when I was growing up in my room and everything. And I even have it here on the shelf next to me. And it's weird, but it's a Terminator 2 3D shot glass. And
is it a silver one, Chris?
The silver one, yeah. The slim, tall silver one. I bought it when the ride first had opened back, when I was in like middle school or high school, whenever that was. And I remember it just being like in my room at all times. I moved and it's literally, I'm looking at it right now. It's just weird that it's gone with me everywhere. I've never used it as a shot glass. It just reminds me, when I see that, it reminds me of first going on that ride and just reminds me of like, not that Universal, like, it's different now, but just reminds me of old times.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's my number 3.
Cool.
Yeah. Again, like the Julian Dragons mug, it's something you own for an attraction that's not there anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir.
Have we got one somewhere?
No, I think we have a Back to the Future one that we bought at Portaventura. I don't think we have a Terminator 2 one.
Silver?
No, it's a Back to the Future one. I don't actually know where it is.
Yeah. It's
a Back to the Future shot glass?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We've got a lot of shot glasses. I think we've got a Horror Night. We've got 2 26 ones, a 27 and a 29. I don't know what happened to 28. I don't know why.
There is one. I think it's on the shelf instead.
All right.
And I have used them all.
Toothpick holders now, apparently you have to call them.
Nope. It's how I drink my rum. Or it was on Good Friday and I've never touched rum
That's how she drinks a soju as well, apparently.
Yeah.
Not apparently, it is.
I do drink the soju by the shot.
I know.
Oh. Anyway, back to this. So my number 3 is something I've had a very long time. It's something I bought. Lee's looking puzzled. It's something I've worn, then not being able to wear, and then worn again.
And now you can't wear it?
And now I can't wear it again.
I know what it is.
It's a T-shirt.
It is, and it's awesome.
It's a T-shirt that fit when I bought it, then I slimmed out of it, and then I got fat again, and now I've slimmed out of it. It's going to be a 90, because it's never going anywhere, and it is my Jaws T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
And it's the Amity Swim Team one. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it. I absolutely love that shirt.
Leaving the competition dead in the water.
That's the one.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Yeah. And it's even when I had the purge of all my like Disney and other T-shirts when I lost all the weight the first time, I could not bring myself to part with that one.
Because it is awesome.
So, I think by that point as well, Jaws had already closed. And that's
What, when you bought it?
No, when I'd lost all the weight the first time.
Yeah, it will have done.
Yeah, so there was no way that was going anywhere, and I absolutely adore it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like one of those generic grey T-shirts with blue. It's nothing special, the T-shirt
but
itself.
But it's really good quality.
Yeah.
Much better quality than you get in the parks now. It's thick and washes well. It's been worn to death.
I'll be honest, I've never really looked at any of the T-shirts recently in the parks because I'm just not bothered. I must admit, I did nearly buy. I was tempted by the Clownzilla
Oh, it's so good.
shirt this year.
But I don't like how the print's put on because it comes off.
Yeah.
And I refuse to pay that sort of money for cheap crap.
Actually, talking of T-shirts, there's something I want to ask you about a T-shirt you had on at the weekend, Chris. And I did like the House of 1,000 Corpses. That Universal New T-shirt, Chris, where the hell did you get that from?
Ah, yes. Most of the shirts I had on that weekender was from TeePublic.
Ah, right.
So, and they, if you wait for the right times, they have like 35% off shirts or something like that. So I was getting each one like at $12.
Wow.
So very, very inexpensive. And they had ton of designs. It's all user submitted stuff.
Yeah.
So people actually like create it, put it up there, and you can put it on anything, a mug,
cool.
whatever the case may be. Yeah.
When you see the sales, let us know. We'll get it shipped to you and then pick it up when we come over.
Because that's cool, that one.
I can do that, for sure.
Every time I look at the Voodoo Donuts from Sunday morning, the weekend, I keep saying that T-shirt Chris has got is awesome.
Yeah.
By the way.
I love stuff like that as well because you're not going to see too many of them.
And it's one of those T-shirts as well that unless you know the parks, you're not going to know what the hell it's from.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and the other thing I love about them, and whenever I try to find a shirt like this, is like those unique, weird things. So I've been trying to source one of those shirts that just say Ghostly Swoosh with a little caption on it. And I can't find it anywhere.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that one to us.
From the Mummy Ride?
Ah, right.
And I've seen people with it. And whenever I see it, I just automatically know what it is and I laugh every time.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I love those kind of shirts.
Cool.
Has everyone done the number threes at this point? This is the problem. We waffle in between. And
No,
then
I am keeping. Hey, I'm a tight ship.
Okay.
Insubordination. Right. While I whip Lee back into shape.
Shape.
Shut your face. That's it. He's getting an extra lashing. We'll have an ad break. Lee will be crying again when we come back.
The holidays are here, guys, and whether you're a Grinch or Cindy Lou Who, doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that it's time to start thinking about what to give your loved ones this year. Reach out to us at mouseandmuggle.com where you can fill out a no-obligation quote request. And remember, at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company, our goal isn't to sell you things, it's to help you make memories. So let our team of experts help you plan your next big adventure.
You stop snivelling now.
No.
Will you do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, next time, Chris can give you a beating.
Oh, I hope Chris.
Yeah. No, you might like that.
Worry.
As long as it involves donuts or tater tots, I'm good.
You don't know where we're going to put them. Let's move on to number 2. Right, I'll start with Darren. Darren's number 2 is Back to the Future patches. One from the gift shop and one from the uniforms of the ride operators. Purchased at Theme Park Connection.
Cool, I didn't know you had that. That's
really
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Never think about getting patches.
No, it's not really a surprise that Darren had something Back to the Future on his list.
Of course.
No,
I'm
did
surprised
he rip the patch off the uniform of the ride operator?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Quite.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Yes. Chris, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is, so I'm bunching this up all together, similar to Lee's socks.
Yeah. It's his
So my
entire
number
collection.
2, the what?
It's your entire Universal merchandise collection.
It's everything.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is Halloween Horror Night pins.
Okay.
So it's a collection I started a few years back. So I started buying them at the parks. And then I just got obsessed with getting the old ones. Again, I love old stuff that used to be sold and not sold anymore.
Yeah.
So then I went on to a website that had everything listed. I think it may have been Horror Night Nightmares or one of these other sites.
Yeah.
Anyways, started seeing them all and then just started to source them through eBay. And I had to kind of pull back on that hobby because it got really expensive really quickly.
I bet.
Because when I started going back to like Sweet 16 and all those other years, like the further back you go, the more expensive these pins are. And they get past $100.
Oh, wow. What, each?
Oh, yeah. And there's also, so I also learned, do not buy pins online for Horror Nights during Horror Night season.
No, exactly, because that's when they know people will be looking for them.
Exactly. So I try to, if I can find one, and you'll sometimes find them cheaper. It'll just be some guy just selling a pin as opposed to like, a guy that's selling specific Horror Night pins. He's like, okay, I know what I have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love collecting those Horror Nights pins. So
I think we've got one. Did we not buy one at 25, didn't we? I think the only one we've got is the pass holder pin from this year.
The
Stranger Things one.
A pin this year?
Yeah, the pass holder one. I'm talking about 25.
We got all of the Jacks.
Oh, yes, we did. You're right.
Yes.
God knows where they are.
I know.
I'd forgotten about them.
My
Are
collection.
they actually pins?
With the lanyard.
Not on my lanyard. Cool. Yeah, it is one of those things that you could end up spending an absolute fortune on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had to zone it back a little bit.
Yeah. But then that you've got stuff that potentially, if you ever need the money.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a couple limited edition ones there.
Awesome.
That can flip a pretty penny in the pin world, I guess. But I don't really want to let go of them. They're just, I love looking back on them. Gotta get a book or something to post them up.
It kills me now that I didn't really buy anything from our first Horror Nights in 2004. I bought a T-shirt that I still have upstairs. And that's it.
Yeah. We didn't know what it was about. We were naive.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah. So what's your number 2?
My number... this was a struggle because I really wanted to put this at number 1 because it is the one souvenir I have that I use on a daily basis. And if it got broken, I
hate washing it.
I would literally cry.
If I break it, I'm leaving.
I would cry. Like I said, I did my list of things that if it got broken or lost, how devastated would I be? And this is... I don't know whether I could continue living, and it is my Halloween Horror Nights 25 mug. And it's very similar to your Julian Dragons one, Chris, like that embossed. I think it says Halloween Horror Nights. It's got the Halloween Horror Nights 25 logo on one side of it, and then Jack, that stylized image of Jack on the other.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And it's so cool, and I love it so much, and I use it every single day.
It does. But it's really heavy when it's empty as well.
Yeah, yeah. Same way with the other one. That's when you know it's good.
That's when you know you've got to bloody break the thing.
And that's it. Every time I use it, I think, if this breaks, I can't get another one.
That's why you should always buy 2.
But then I don't want to spend $50 on 2 mugs of one that I'm never going to use. Yeah, but then if that one breaks and then I start using the new one, then I'm like, oh, what if this one breaks?
Well, then you don't use that one. You just...
I can't do that.
Put it in our special case that we'll go to IKEA to buy.
But very similar to like what Darren said about his pin, Halloween Horror Nights is, I still think, probably the best year of Horror Nights we've been to. And I think this year was phenomenal. But there's just something about 25 that made it incredibly special. And that mug was the one thing that I bought that is my Halloween Horror Nights 25 merch.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, my number 2 is linked to my number 3.
I can't even remember what your number 3 is. We've waffled that long now.
I know.
Oh, your Basilisks, wasn't it?
No.
Or was that your 4? I have no idea. It wasn't that long ago.
Oh, we've had an ad break and a fight and you've been spanked and all sorts.
Oh, your T-shirt, your Jaws T-shirt. If this isn't what I think it's going to be, I'll be disappointed in you.
Oh, good God. No pressure then. This is something that I don't use very often because it's expensive.
Do you even know where it is at this point?
Yeah, I used it the other day.
Okay.
Well, before I broke my leg.
Foot.
Well, start off as toes, now it's my leg. It'll be my neck by the end of the week. It's not the most practical of things, but it gets complimented and commented on every time I use it, and it is my Jaws bag. And it is so cool.
Have you seen it, Chris? They sell them in the Film Vault. It's like a
bowling bag.
Yeah, but a larger one with
I probably have seen it because I have been in there and
it's a classic Jaws image.
Yeah, It's like the poster image on the front.
And then the rest of it's like patent leather, but it's like turquoise and sparkly, which surprises me that I like it because I hate sparkly.
It was
things.
bloody expensive. I remember that.
It was
much.
expensive, but it's well made, and it's amazing. And what girl doesn't like bags?
Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
You know, so I just need a new purse to go in it.
Well, get one. But did we even see? I have a blank because I know.
Yes, we went to that shop last time with Darren.
I thought we went in with Chris.
We might have gone in with both of them.
I have a blank. I don't remember
about the prop shop?
going it. No, the film vault.
The film vault, I don't think. We went to the prop shop together.
Yeah, all six of us.
Yeah, I don't think I went to the prop shop, the film vault with you guys.
But then when would we have been with Darren and not with Chris?
Well, he was there earlier in the day. Weren't you guys in the park together? Because remember, I got there late, got delayed.
When?
On the
Friday.
Thursday?
No.
Was it Friday?
No. I didn't see Darren until I was coming out of our room to go to register, like to see Robin and Michelle at registration, and him and Nina were hanging out at the shop. That was the first time we saw him because we did the behind the screens tour on that morning. So we literally went out of the tour, met Thomas and Lynette and Sonia, went back to the room for 5 minutes, and then I went somewhere to get something or do something, and that's when I bumped into Darren and Nina's. So there's no reason why we would have been in the film vault with
Travis then, was it?
I have no idea. Anyway.
Yeah.
We were there with somebody, whoever it was.
I just
sorry.
have a blank. I don't remember being in there.
It was a very, very busy week. Yeah. Anyway, that's my number 2.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that's in there.
Yeah, well, I remembered about that one earlier. Number 1. Chris, do you want to start with Darren's and then your own, please?
Yes. So Darren picked a Ghostbusters backpack. My first birthday gift from Nina, a proton pack backpack with neutrino wand and bathroom bag that clips on, which I have seen this and it's pretty cool. Yeah.
What I'm interested in, I didn't think Darren and Nina knew each other that long. She bought him his first birthday gift.
Where's the drums when you need it?
They've gone. But it's impossible as well because she's about 7 years younger than him, isn't she?
Back to the Future fantasy.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
It's all themed out.
I knew he'd get Back to the Future in there somehow.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it is awesome. He did send me a picture of it.
Yeah.
So my number 1 is a Ghostbusters backpack. And Nina also got that for my first... No, I'm kidding. Mine is... So I didn't buy this at the park. I bought this online. But when I saw it, I had to run and get it on eBay. So it is a Universal Studios Islands of Adventure opening day poster.
Awesome.
I'll send you a picture right now. And I even went online to look and see how much they are. And they are about 5 times the price I paid for this. So...
Wow.
Yeah. There it is. And what's really cool about this is, so I have it still rolled up. Like I'm actually going to take it to a frame shop to get it framed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But like the case, like the actual roll case that it came in, the cardboard, it's the original one that they sold in the parks. So there's the sticker on there still that says opening day poster, Islands of Adventure, 1999. So it's just a cool piece of, a long time ago, 20 years now?
Yeah, that is awesome.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Darren's just seen it as well. He was like, what the hell's going on here? I think I've just seen Chris's number 1. Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like I've got another honourable mention I just forgot now.
So my honourable mentions are going to keep us here for a week, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would have had that framed a long time ago if that was mine.
Honestly, it's just been one of those things where I keep on forgetting.
Yeah,
but
we have
after doing the top 5, I'm like, no, I'm doing it before this year's over. So
yeah, that's
I'll send you a picture when it's up.
Awesome. So what's your number 1, dear?
My number 1 is So I mentioned earlier that my hoodie, I wasn't sure whether it was my oldest souvenir that I still own, and it's fighting with this one. I don't know. They were both purchased on the same trip. But I don't know which one I purchased first. It's something that I have more than one of at this point.
Oh, it's not what I'm thinking of then.
But there's only one original.
Oh, maybe it is.
And it's something that you can still buy, but not at the parks. You would have to go on eBay to get it.
Yeah.
But the fact that I bought it in Islands of Adventure during our second trip makes it incredibly special.
Is it something much loved by the family?
Having spoken to two of the people that had input into this item makes it even more special.
Yes.
Mm.
And that is the Islands of Adventure soundtrack CD that sits upstairs that I still can't believe they don't sell it in the parks, because I think now more than ever they would sell a crap ton of them. And as I said, having sat down with Bill Kidd,
who was awesome,
and Howard Drossin to actually discuss the creation of a lot of the music on that CD just makes it so much more special.
That's awesome.
It is.
It'd be cool if they put like a vinyl out of it now.
Yeah.
Everybody's buying vinyl.
Absolutely.
I'd definitely buy one for the house.
Yeah, it's so cool. And it is something that if I got lost or I got scratched or smashed or whatever, I would be devastated.
Yeah. We need to make about 700 copies of it for safekeeping.
I have more than one copy of the CD, but obviously there's only one original, and it is like 14 years old at this point.
You got to put inside a little safe.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. My number one. Lee's looking puzzled. I'm surprised he doesn't know exactly what it is.
Well, I have an idea because it's not been on your list so far, so...
It's something I use every day.
Oh, I don't know then.
It's a recent purchase.
Oh, yeah, I do know.
I absolutely adore it. I will be buying another in February in case it gets broken. It makes my coffee taste much better. And who doesn't love orange? It's my Today Cafe mug.
It is awesome.
I absolutely love it.
You fell in love with that place.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like the mug itself isn't anything special.
Yes, it is.
It isn't. Like you look at it, it's not. It's quite plain of what it is, but it is what it is, and it is pretty cool.
Look,
I must admit,
just
I like
you
it.
have your knobbly thing. Mug. Moving on. I like it.
I like it.
The shape of it, because it's curved, it's like holding a hug, and I just really like it. So leave me alone. Yeah, no, that's my number one. So anybody got any honourable mentions?
Chris, I'll let you go.
I have a bunch, but I'll just say like two. One of them is the Volcano Bay opening day pin.
Awesome.
Cool.
And actually, does it say you could only get it on opening day?
Correct. And I wasn't there opening day, unfortunately, so I had to get this second hand, but I was there opening like a couple days after opening day, so I'll consider myself there opening day.
Yeah.
Plus, you know how much I love Volcano Bay. It's one of my favorite spots to go to. So that's one of my honorable mentions that I love. And the other thing, and I think I've talked about it before, is I have a hat from opening like a week or two after opening week at Islands of Adventure. There was a promotion that a car company did down here that you can go in there, and basically if you had bought a car within the last year with them, you can go into the park. So it was closed off just for those people.
Yes, I remember you talking about that.
All the food is included, all that stuff. And they gave you this hat. So I still have that hat. It's a white hat that's not really white anymore, but it's just a cool little, memory. And I was, my aunt took me. She's the one that bought the car. She's like, "Oh, you want to go check out this park?" And I used to, I'd go to Universal all the time and never been there. I go, "Yeah, sure, let's go." So we just ate like too much, but we ate a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
The picture that Chris gave us is definitely an honourable mention.
Yes.
It would have been my number 6. the Starbucks mug that I got there this year, that was the one thing that was like top of my list to get when I came over this year. The Wish I Was Here or whatever they're called mug, and it's awesome and I love it, and I use that quite regularly as well. I'm surprised. We'll get there because I'm sure it'll be on there. I've got a ton of crap.
I know you have.
That we've got. I don't want to say a lot of stuff in case you've got it on your honourable mentions. I can't believe you didn't have the Islands of Adventure Lighthouse dimension like blueprint thing that we.
Well, I haven't seen it since we bought it
upstairs that you can't even buy there anymore from the prop shop.
Yeah, after you guys said that, it made me feel bad. I wish I would have bought one.
Yeah. Just something daft. The park map that I have from Halloween Horror Nights 14.
Ooh.
Just having that park map is awesome because I look back on that park map now and know how well I know those parks. I say this a lot. It just doesn't make any sense to me how that event fit into those two parks. Because how I remember it and how it is and how I know the parks now, the three of them don't correlate at all.
No.
Let's say my Halloween Horror Nights 14 t-shirt. I could sit here all day. I've got a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, sitting on our mantelpiece, our Halloween Horror Nights 2018 Stranger Things little snow globy thing that Chris Ruck brought us back is awesome.
It's so cool.
Yeah, that'll do for me.
I
could go forever. We've got tons of stuff in the house.
Yeah. I've got things like my Blinky cup from 25.
Yes.
Which I much prefer to this year's. They were a bit too square this year. Whereas, no, the other one's tapered. It's like a proper glass shape. My entire pin collection, because I'm very selective over my pins. Pressed pennies. You know I love my pressed pennies. And it's stupid. They're all just in bags. But I will get them out and I will spend hours sorting them, tipping them. Yes, it's on my list.
Well, I wasn't sure.
My shorty.
You and Alexa would get along very well with pennies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the Weekender video.
But the thing is, I remember getting every single one. It doesn't help when I go, yeah, I remember getting that one. And I remember getting it the second time as well.
Yeah.
Why I didn't remember getting it already when I got it the second time, I don't know. But yes, my shorty that I got this year.
I don't know what because it's not a pop vinyl. What is it? It's like a vinyl figure.
It's a mini vinyl figure.
It's quite big, actually.
He's pretty. It was not full size.
No.
But that's pretty cool. Obviously, my shot glasses that we mentioned earlier. The CD was on my list. My Christmas ornaments.
Yes.
Because, as I said earlier, you and Jade are going to have to put the Christmas tree up, and I'm kind of thinking those ornaments aren't going on the tree because if you break any of those ornaments, I'm going to cry. Then I'm going to kill you both, and then I'm going to cry again because they're irreplaceable. But yeah, there's so much stuff. I'll probably walk around the house later and go, how did I forget that? How did I forget that? Desperately trying to think if I've got anything from Zeus Landing.
Don't know.
You know, whereas that's more experiences in there for me. So, yeah. I'll tell you what is a cool thing that we've got. Was it from our first trip or the second trip?
I don't know. I don't know what you're on about.
It's a box upstairs. It's got all the receipts in.
Oh, the Cat in the Hat. It was what our green eggs and ham came in.
Green eggs and ham. We've got a green eggs and ham box. And we keep we've kept all the receipts from.
I keep everything from everything, and it's all upstairs from every trip we've been on since 2004. And I'm talking napkins, coasters, receipts, everything.
I know the feeling.
I should introduce you to scrapbooking. I nearly called it.
It is scrapbooking.
Yeah.
It's just an organized hoarder.
Oh yeah, and I never look at them anymore, but I should do because there's some. We've got, like I say, stuff from 2004 sat up there.
Compare prices and laugh.
It hasn't really changed much, to be honest with you.
I don't know. Shall we see what the listeners sent in? Their favourite souvenirs.
Yes, because we did ask them. So Sam Naj said, freestyle cups, plural.
Ah.
It's a good one. Joni Griswold said, my Hufflepuff sweatshirt. It is made out of our magic and the coziest material in existence. I basically just live in it. I mean, this literally.
Yeah, and she probably does.
Maureen Deal says, my most treasured souvenir is my Ravenclaw scarf. Oh, Ravenclaws! Woo!
Joe Smithwick says, I am torn between my Ghostbusters items, shirt, glass, mug, pins, and stuffed Slimer, my first Harry Potter ornament, but this is probably my favourite, my voodoo donut mug.
I was so close to getting one of them.
Daniel Johnson says, one of my first things I bought for my place when I moved out at 18 was a Psycho shower curtain from Alfred Hitchcock, The Art of Filmmaking. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Had it for a few years. Sadly, when I married the missus, she said it had to go. I don't know about that.
Nope. Yeah, I know.
Along with my Bates Motel towel and door hangers. There is no accounting for good taste.
There is not, you're right.
Oh, wow, my goodness.
That's heartbreaking.
I'm not going to lie. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you see, there's a lot to be said for having your own bathroom.
He sent me pictures of it, actually. It looks pretty cool. It's just really a plain white curtain, but with like mother in a silhouette with a knife up.
It's cool. I'd like that. Donna Pierce. I thought of one right away, and then my husband brought up his favourite, which I like also. We bought the first one in 2001. I believe the crystal image was purchased at Cyber Image. You went to the counter, picked the size and shape block you wanted, and then they etched your profile into it while you waited. It was really cool. My second one is my husband's Jurassic Park Bite Me t-shirt. I like it.
Benny Batcase says, when Lee proposed the question of my favourite Universal souvenir, I instantly began thinking about my countless shot glasses, pins, t-shirts and many other collectibles, but I couldn't choose just one until I opened my refrigerator and grabbed a beer to ponder over this question with, and my most prized souvenir was staring me right in the face. On my refrigerator is a souvenir picture from Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. It was my fiance's first trip to Universal, and the fear in her face gives me so much joy on a daily basis. Ha ha ha. Memories that will last a lifetime.
You know it's love when you wallow in each other's misery.
That's funny.
Samantha Singh, I believe that's how you say the last name.
Yep.
She goes, hi guys. My go-to souvenir may be a tad cliche, but I always grab a pin. I've collected one for all my favorite attractions in the park. Some favorite rides include The Simpsons, Spider-Man, and Transformers. And plan to fill my Gryffindor lanyard up with some more when I visit Universal Hollywood this January.
Nice.
I absolutely love them because they're cheap. They don't add any weight to your suitcase, and it makes me happy to have a small piece of every ride all in one place when I can't be at the parks. I've collected numerous other items for Universal as well, but I just can't leave the parks without a pin.
Yeah, pins are pretty cool.
They are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Well, I've got corkboards.
Yeah.
And I'm actually looking for some nice. I'll probably end up getting Harry Potter fabric to cover it with and then put the pins back on. Lonnie Clay, my absolute favourite was the coin I grabbed that was thrown from a float during my first Halloween Horror Nights at the Festival of the Dead Parade back in 1998.
Awesome.
Yes. It's a silver plastic coin that has a winged demon flying over the original globe on one side and a scream face on the other. It was a free but personal treasure I have kept all these years. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome.
That is so cool.
Oh, yes. Sorry, going back to honourable mentions, I did mention Thomas. That Thomas went down to Universal on the closing day for Jaws to ride it on the last day, and they were giving out red, white, and blue beads.
Yes.
And he had 2 sets. I got one, and he got the other.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So special.
Yeah. Sorry, Thomas. Andy DeMartellara says, my 2002 Halloween Horror Nights caretaker, one of a kind, used at the IOA exit by a return ticket board.
Ooh.
That was long-winded. I also own a ticket booth board, the press map, and the original billboard mini version used as a mock-up in meetings. Wow.
How cool.
Our good buddy Stuart Mallet says, hi, my favorite souvenir would be my first wand, the Elder Wand. Second would be my Gryffindor robes, which Claire managed to buy in the parks and sneak home as my Christmas gift, which I wore all Christmas.
Awesome.
You sad get.
I just send your Christmas presents back.
As if you're going to buy me. You couldn't sneak anything home.
You don't know what I can do. I'm capable of plenty of sneaky things.
You didn't have any money, so...
Right?
Are we going to buy anything?
Sneaky?
And you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
didn't sleep, though. That's the thing.
True. John Tyler. That's easy. Our wands from our first trip, but Becky's Ravenclaw sweatshirt would be the first runner-up. I haven't got a wand yet.
I know how special that trip was to John and Becky, so yeah.
Susie Scott says, my Ministry of Magic Seekender team token for all it represents.
Oh.
I know it wasn't a souvenir, but I let her have it because, yeah.
Yeah.
And what does it represent? The fact that she won? She's bragging. That's what Susie's doing there. She's bragging because they won. I'll let her off.
They were special. They were handmade and all made with love.
They were. They're cool.
Yes.
And again, it's like for people coming to the weekend, it's a souvenir that you can't buy and means something. Sometimes they are the things that mean a little bit more. Like I say, the wooden tokens that Chris made would be on my list without a doubt because they are
amazing.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's been very interesting.
Yeah, again, it's a top 5 that's different from what we normally do because a lot of the top 5s we do, there's only a finite amount of answers and we usually have crossover and we didn't.
No.
Yeah.
I'd have been very surprised if either of you two had handbags.
Yeah. I don't know, Christina.
That's a list for the late night show.
That's
Lisa.
Chris Paul's drag race.
Chris Paul's drag race. Oh dear me. Right. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for the show. So yes, we are going to wrap up with another Universal Is, and this one comes from Tom Carter. Now, if you want to be involved, send us what you think Universal is in 3 words or less to podcast@uuopodcast.com. And Tom says, Universal is too far away. See you next week.
Cut, print. That's a wrap for another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.